Hi, everybody. I am talking today all about reels. Now, if you are a clinician watching this and you're like, I am not doing Instagram reels, I'm not dancing and pointing, hang on. I got you because I'm going to let you know if you should do reels. The answer might surprise you. So, if you should even bother, and if you want to, how do you do that in a way that's going to help you grow your practice, reach more people, and get your information out in the world? So, what if I told you that there is an eye doctor who's been recognized in her field in publications throughout locally where she lives and also just across her industry? Well, that's exactly what's happened to Dr. Ina Lazar for her reels. I will put a link in the comments to this so that you guys could see, but she has done short, quick reels. She hasn't done anything too wacky, not too much dancing. She's just using trendy music and she is educating people about eye health and debunking myths and doing all kinds of things like that. Also, there are so many people who have been creating reels about COVID-19, and they have been educating their audiences with reels. There's one kids gastro doc. She's adorable and she is dancing up a storm, but you don't have to dance in order to make a big impact with your reels and reach a lot of people. Allison Puryear from Abundance Practice Building. She is a therapist in Asheville, North Carolina, and she also has a group program and group coaching and courses. She has everything about building a practice. So, the nitty gritty of what it takes to build a private practice, that's Allison Puryear at Abundance Practice Building. And she's did a lot of videos in the past, even daily videos where she would answer questions, but she's moved into reels. Why? Because for the same amount of effort, she's reaching so many more people. I shared a reel of Allison's on my Instagram yesterday. It should still be up there on my stories at wendy.margolin. And it is also in my Facebook group, Everyday Marketing, and of one of hers where she got 67,000 views as of yesterday. Today I looked, it was 72K. I mean, that's crazy. She literally talked to the camera for all of, I don't know, 20 seconds about something. She lip synced a voice, but she put a message. You can see it. She put a message that relates directly to showing empathy for people who are in the beginning stages of private practice. So she showed that she understands their problem. She put a little bit of text over the reel when she recorded it. Once you know how to do this and you see what she did, I'm telling you, it took her under a minute to make this whole thing. And then she wrote a caption. She's got 72,000 views on that. Now, that doesn't happen every single time. Most of my reels are performing better than my other content, but they're not going viral, but they're still within sometimes an hour of posting one. I can get more views on a reel than I get on my other content after a long time. And you'll see this. I've seen this time and time again. People who took my everyday marketing course, where it's getting your social media just up and planned and ready. So people who did that in January and then again in May, that cohort, the last module, the last week focused on reels. And I've seen people do reels where they're seeing right away from that very first reel that it performs much better than the static posts. Okay, so now I hope that I've convinced you that the actual reels work, but do they work for you as a clinician? So they're definitely working for other clinicians, but will they work for you? Meaning, is it something you would even be comfortable doing? Say you don't want to dance, you don't even want to be so goofy. You're not an actor, you're not willing to put on some, I don't know, put on weird effects or wigs or whatever. Can you still do reels? Well, let me tell you about Rebecca Marcus is a psychotherapist. She took my course in January and she has been doing a lot of reels. I shared one of hers as well, but she's done some meditation reels. And I've advised some of my other therapists who are in my coaching courses to do those as well. If you do meditation, breathing exercises, calming exercises, certain like countdown things where you become aware of your body, the kinds of things that you would advise a client, that can be a reel, and it doesn't even have to show your face. Let's say you're doing a breathing exercise. It could be a video of a tide going in and out with you talking over it and with text. Maybe you don't even want to talk, okay? Maybe you're really new to this. So it could be the tide in and out, calming music, think like Enya or whatever. I'm showing my age here. And then text telling people when to breathe in or breathe out, or a graphic that shows like a growing and shrinking circle, kind of like that Headspace app. Okay. This is reels. They're essentially 15 to 30-second commercials for your practice or healthcare business. So if you are on Instagram, if you are creating content, why not create the content that is working well right now? So that's why I'm recommending to people who are on Instagram, even when you're a clinician and you are so busy, you did not go to all of your graduate school, your med school, your PsyD program, your therapy school, all of those programs in order to sit there and do goofy things on your phone. I get it. But you don't have to do goofy things on your phone in order to create an effective reel that reaches your audience. And my goal when I talk to clinicians, my goal for you is not that you go viral. It's really fun, but it's actually super distracting to go viral. But it's not that you go viral. It's that the right people find you and you can reach them and let them know that you identify with their problem and that you are the right person to help. And reels are a great tool for that. So if you are intrigued, I want you to give it a shot. I'm doing a 5-day reels challenge. You can join at any time. A group of us all started on Monday, but you can join at any time. You'll get one email a day with links to one reel of mine and one how-to video. There are also a bunch of links about how other clinicians are doing similar things, like busting myths, answering questions about your practice, showing how something is done, like the meditation would be an example of that, or I have a lot of people who work with new moms. So maybe you're showing, like, how do you know if your baby is getting enough milk? So you're showing like full diapers. I've seen reels like that. Not a real full diaper, but you're using like a blue liquid or something, like kind of think commercial. So that would be a how-to. And there are lots of other just really fun ways and easy ways. And once you get the hang of it and you copy other reels, it starts to get really, really easy. Okay, so join that 5-day challenge. There's a link in my Instagram bio to join it. I'm also going to put a link in this live that you can also just click on and join. So I'm going to give you, I've given you a few examples of reels that you could do to show your expertise and to reach more people. But let's talk about a few tips for getting more views on reels. Now, don't worry that you don't even know how to make a reel, because I have a video for that as well, and I will give you a link after this. It's something where I show my phone, and I'm not going to get too fancy and techy here because I just jumped on live to share this with you. But I will give you a link to that video. If you don't know how to do a reel, you can figure it out yourself, but it's faster to just watch someone do it. All right, so here are some tips on getting more views on your reels. If you've already tried to do this a few times and you're not seeing a ton of views, or you're seeing fewer views. Okay, so first of all, that's not your fault. I've had like the exact same reel. Okay, maybe I was in a different outfit and it was a different song, but I do a series of reels where I play guitar. I'm not super good, so don't get too excited, but I play the guitar and I put like tips over in text over the guitar playing. So like boom, 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 boom while I'm playing. You can read tips and then there's more information in the caption. So I call it musical marketing. It's kind of my thing. I think it's fun. And that is one format of reels I do. So just for example, I have put in the exact same kind of reel up, and on sometimes right away it gets like over 2,000 views, and then sometimes it gets like 300 total. Right? So it's really not you. It's not even necessarily your content. There's a bunch of things that go into the reels that are going to make them either succeed or not that aren't even in your control. So one would be posting would be at the time of day. So you could try and post it at a time where you think your audience is on and you can see what time people are on in your insights. Ask me in the comments and I'll try and get back to you if you don't know how to do that. So you can see when people are on. But in general, you kind of have a sense like people go on before they go to bed. They're on like in that afternoon lull. They might be on weekends if your target audience is typically working in the day, or maybe they're on when they're at work because their work is boring. I don't know. You kind of know your people and when they typically are on. And if you don't really know it all, then check your insights. But so the time you post, so that like first interaction where you put it up, if it right away gets some engagement, that's going to help it. If you put it on at 7 a.m. because you just want to get it done, and then nobody's up yet because it's summer, it's probably not going to perform too well. So that would be one factor. One thing I've seen is that if someone does, this is kind of crazy because you would think that Instagram wants to encourage you to keep using its app, but I've seen where like if someone didn't do a reel in a while and then they put one up after, I don't know, a certain amount of time, Instagram will send a notification to other people who typically engage with them that their reel is back, that they did a new reel and they haven't done it in a while. So that could be it, that you're just creating a lot of content and Instagram will kind of reward you in the beginning, but then they kind of start ignoring you. So, if you're not someone who's like a influencer, you don't need to have thousands of views anyway. So who cares if you're getting the right views so that you're getting the right followers for people who need you and need your information, then your content's doing its job. So the time of day affects your reel. Also, copying other reels that are trending is actually really useful. So if you're just putting up your own audio, you could do that. I actually did that today where I am talking because I'm sharing something. But as much as you can use a viral song, especially if it's in your industry, is going to be really useful. So there are like kind of clinician influencers, like therapy influencers. And there's also physician influencers. So if they have their own audio and you use that, your reel is going to perform better than if you add your own music. And if you actually even like copy a whole format, you can tag someone, and this is a compliment. It's not copying. So let's say someone gives like 7 tips in a certain format with a certain song, and you copy the exact same thing. So there's a really popular reel. It's one of the ones in my challenge where like people are snapping to this one song. It's super easy. Pop up a word with each snap. So there is a therapist, Dr. Julie, who originally did it for, I don't know if she's the very first person, but she did it as one of her reels and she used her original audio and tons of people have used it. And that it's just known. It says it's Dr. Julie's audio. So no one would even, you're meant to copy it. So it's good. So you don't have to think of all of these things yourself. Also, if you keep it super short and it has some helpful tips that people kind of have to like read quickly, so they have to watch it a few times, that is going to obviously help your views and ensure that more people see it. Getting a tripod and a ring light is going to help your reels. So if you have good lighting and you're not holding your phone, then your reels are going to be more effective. And the I don't want to say because I'm not even sure. Okay. I was going to say the algorithm favors that, which I saw yesterday on someone's video, but I didn't verify that myself. So I'm not going to say that, but it for sure is going to look better. And looking better is going to mean more people watch it, which I know for a fact the algorithm will favor. So the more people that watch it, the more people it'll show it to. You should definitely share your reels to, it gives you an option when you post it. There's like a little toggle when you go to post where you can have it post just in the reels section. So once you start making reels, you have, you have your tiles, and then you have your Instagram TV section tab sort of section, and you have a reels section once you start making reels. So your reels could just live there, or you could put it on your tiles page. I recommend putting it on your tiles page. If you're super concerned about your aesthetic, you can make a tile, like a canvas slide that matches your aesthetic and add that as a cover image to your reel. It won't show when people watch your reel in their feed, but it will show if they go to your Instagram profile. If you're someone who cares about that, you understand what I'm talking about. And if you're not, then don't worry about it. Okay. But either way, I recommend you share it to your Instagram stories. So share it to your feed and then share it to your stories. Uh, I recommend using hashtags. So use the full 30 hashtags for your industry. Now, I don't go crazy about hashtags. I just don't. I think it's kind of like sprinkles. Like it's something you like sprinkle on and it can help, but like it's not the meat. The meat to me is really the caption, what you have to say. Next, like if this were an ice cream cone. So the meat, I'm mixing foods here. I'm mixing meat and milk, and I'm Jewish and keep kosher. But okay, so if the main thing is the ice cream, right? Then the next part is like the cone. That's what holds it. That's what gets people to see it. Okay, so the visual is what's next going to make them be able to see what's most important. And then the hashtags, they're like sprinkles. There's all these other tricks. They're really not the most important thing to me. So yes, might as well put them in, but don't freak out about them, and don't spend a lot of time on them. I certainly don't. There's other people who do marketing coaching, and they'll do whole things on the hashtags. Whatever. I don't go too crazy about them, but I do use them, so you might as well. It's easy to find them, copy, paste them. Do this once, have it in a place. You can use it a bunch of times. You can have a few sets of 30 that you use for different different categories of content that relate to your industry. Okay, and finally, remember I said the most important part is the caption. So on Reels, people tend to not read the caption as much, but if they do, they will be watching your Reel over and over and over while they read the caption. Because instead of reading it under the image the way that they would with a post, like a static post, they're actually reading it while your Reel is like playing over and over and over in the background. So what I recommend is that you encourage them to get the rest of the information or whatever important information you're offering in the caption. And so you can like point down to the caption at the end of your Reel. You can also put text that reminds them to get the details in the caption or whatever it is that is like the next thing, the important thing you want to tell them. So that is it on Reels for today. I highly encourage you to join us. Everyone who has joined us, we have over 70 people doing it. It's been a lot of fun watching you guys. So if you're doing it, pat yourself on the back. If you don't have time this week, that's fine. You can still join and do it whenever you want. So it's 5 days of Reels for clinicians, and the link is in my bio on Instagram, and I'm going to put it in the comments of this as soon as I end. So thanks for watching. I'm taking a week off next week, but I'll be back with you the week after, most likely talking about captions for your social media. What kind of content should you have and what should be in those captions? So join me and have a great 2 weeks.